Hello and welcome back to the Bright Light Wellness YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Today, I want to chat with you about a homeopathic remedy. I love doing these little remedy chats with you guys so you can learn about the homeopathic remedies and how they work and what things that, what conditions, different remedies can support. So today, I want to talk to you about a mineral remedy, Hepar sulph or Hepar sulfur. It's a form of sulfur, okay? So this is a really good remedy. These people are extreme. Remember, with homeopathy, we are always treating the symptoms. So the symptoms have to match the person, right? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how a Hepar sulph would present. Okay. These people are extremely chilly. They are one of the chilliest people in the materia medica. Very, very cold. Cold aggravates. Chilly and aggravated from cold. Okay. In fact, so chilly, they don't like cold to touch them. Like something cold touches them, they don't like it. Whatever the ailment is, so chilly, they won't want that part covered. So whether that's an ear infection, they're going to cover their ear. They're going to keep it covered. Ooh, this is a big hood. Sorry. They're going to keep that ear covered. If it's an ear infection, they're going to be chilly. They're going to be wrapped up in blankets. They're going to be snuggled up. In acute situations, they are really, really chilly people. Really sensitive to pain, like oversensitive to pain, very extremely sensitive to pain. That's Hepar sulph. So oversensitive nervous system, oversensitive to pain, right? It's like they have no barriers of the outside world. They're just very sensitive to everything. They have vulnerability really on all levels, the physical, the mental and emotional levels, really too sensitive to pain, and to illness and to injury. Yeah, they're just very sensitive to all stimuli, but especially pain. Sensitive to all stimuli, but especially pain. They can be hypochondriacal. They can have anxiety. They are irritable with a lot of anger outbursts. They are critical, impatient, hurried. This is Hepar sulph. Okay, they can be violent. They have lots of fears. Fears of bees is one of them. That's a really strong one in Hepar sulph, but also like fears of like violence or injury, the dentist, like violent accidents. These are all Hepar sulph symptoms. They they can be very fearful of bees though too. Um, so they don't like any parts of the body becoming cold. I mentioned that already. They are worse from uncovering. So if you uncover their hand or foot that has an injury or the body part that has an injury, they're going to be worse from that. They have a very offensive odors, Hepar sulph, and usually whatever the issue is, it will accompany a discharge really with Hepar sulph, but they're very, very offensive odors, whether it's perspiration. It has a sour smell, but also like a cheesy discharge. A cheesy discharge is one of the keynotes for Hepar sulph. They smell like cheese. They smell like old cheese. So if you got a boil that smells like old cheese, or an abscess that's leaking old cheese, or an ear infection that has discharge and old like smells like old cheese, or even in the throat smells like old cheese, they smell like cheese. Like it's like a really distinct smell. But their perspiration can smell like that. Their pains are like stitching or like splinter type. So it's like that splinter in the throat or that splinter in the bladder or that splinter in the ear. This is the pains of Hepar sulph. Again, a very, very intense and sensitive to pain. Worse from uncovering. Again, whether that's ear pain or head pain or foot pain, they can get really bad otitis media, which is ear infections. Is a great remedy for otitis media. Child wakes up at night shrieking, cannot be comforted. You also want to consider chamomile. You want to consider pulsatilla, belladonna, lachesis, mercury. There are other remedies for ear infection, of course, but Hepar sulph is definitely a good remedy for ear infections, especially in a chilly patient, a patient who wants the ears cold, especially if there's discharge and it smells like old cheese. This is Hepar sulph. It also is a good remedy for conjunctivitis, of the eye. Or like abscesses, especially like dental abscesses or tooth infections. Again, this also is very good remedy for infection, Hepar sulph in general. Very good remedy for laryngitis or pharyngitis, with the characteristic of that like stitching pain in the throat, splinter-like pain, swollen tonsils, and suppuration, which means discharge. Okay. Again, the discharge smells like old cheese, sour smelling discharges. They desire fats, especially vinegar. Vinegar is one of their favorite things, like so pickles or pickled foods, spicy and like pungent things. Even their stool will smell sour. They will have constipation with like kind of like a soft stool. So they're like constipated, but then they like it's soft. Like that's kind of an odd one, right? They can have abscesses really anywhere in the body. Abscesses is a great remedy for abscesses. Um, it's a bladder remedy as well. They have, weak bladder, dribbling, reoccurring cystitis or kidney infections, prostatitis, all these things. Hepar sulph can be good for as well. It's good for croup. It's good for asthma. It's good for croup, especially worse cold. Remember, worse cold exposure and worse at night. It's a syphilitic remedy, so it's going to be worse at night. It's good for boils as well. Remember, chili, wants it covered, smells like old cheese. Hepar sulph. They also have cold extremities. They're so chilly, they get cold extremities. They get the Raynaud syndrome. This is a symptom that I get only in this wintertime. I have not resolved it yet. I haven't taken a remedy for it yet. But anyway, it's you're yellowing of your hands and like weak circulation. And they get Hepar sulph is a remedy for this as well. Abscesses, I mentioned this already. So it's good for abscesses, like skin that's slow to heal. Again, abscesses, suppuration. You're looking for suppuration, boils, abscesses, skin issues. All of them would have a suppuration with a discharge. Okay. Cracking of the skin and eczema, like impetigo, warts, ulcers, all of these things. So that's Hepar sulph in a nutshell. Great for infections in general, but you're looking for the keynotes of being chilly, wanting it covered, being irritable, sensitive to pain, discharges, smells like old cheese, everything's kind of sour. They're just kind of like just a irritable, angry, hypochondriacal, anxiety-driven kind of person. You're looking for all of that. It's also a good remedy for agoraphobia. So lots of things to consider when thinking about Hepar sulph. So anyway, I hope that's helpful. I hope it gives you a little bit of picture of the Hepar sulph patient. I'm thinking if there's anything else I want to tell you. They just easily get infections, really, honestly. Very, very easily get infections. Very sensitive to the environment. They pick up everything as well. So I hope that's supportive and gives you a good idea what the remedy Hepar sulph is like. It's a great remedy, like I said, for infections. Very supportive. And yeah, I don't recommend self-prescribing if I'm being 100% honest. I recommend that you meet with a classical homeopath, whether this is acute or chronic issues. I would recommend that at least you have some knowledge on homeopathy before prescribing. So whether that's taking some acute courses by me or somebody else, I do offer acute courses. Hepar sulph is covered in many of them. Ear infections, I do a course for, which Hepar sulph is covered. UTIs, bladder, kidney infections, and kidney stones, which Hepar sulph is not a remedy for kidney stones, but it's a remedy for the bladder for sure. And that is covered in that course, as well as first aid course, which Hepar sulph would be indicated for many things for first aid, and also for influenza, not so much, but maybe in this instance of croup. So you can check out those courses if you're interested in learning more about homeopathy courses. And if you're ready to start treating your acutes with homeopathy, I take acute clients for emergency situations. Just send me an email. And also, if you're ready to do homeopathy for chronic cases, which is super supportive and will strengthen and up-level your immune system and your health, I can support you that as well. So check out those options below. And yeah, we'll see if Hepar sulph is your remedy. So remember, homeopathy always supports you, not your disease diagnosis. So we don't really want to treat based off of the disease. You want to treat based on the individual. Okay. So anyway, looking forward to supporting you. If you have questions about this remedy, let me know. You can check that out by writing me an email or, commenting, and I will support you there. And yeah, like, subscribe this video, all the things, and looking forward to supporting you in the future. Have an awesome day.